This is the second post in the Fireproof Selling Series contest, in which we're giving away almost $13,000 in prizes. This post teaches you how to easily and quickly pre-qualify your prospects so that you don't waste time on people who can't buy without ever shutting the door on a good prospect. Have you ever spent way too much time and money on a prospect because you thought the deal was about to close but it never did? Spent hour after hour and meeting after meeting with people who were almost ready to sign on the dotted line but never quite got there? These are frustrating experiences that most entrepreneurs and business owners have shared at one point or another in their careers. We've been there too, but not anymore, because we've learned the secret to avoiding these frustrating situations.
The secret is that before you invest lots of time, energy, and money in a prospect, you have to make sure they can buy. That's what this post is about. We've already learned what sales is really about, and now it's time to learn how to pre-qualify a prospect. The key to this is to organize your prospects into categories based on how likely they are to become customers. Once you do that, you can make sure that you only make significant investments in your hot prospects, who are ready, willing, and able to buy. Before going any further, let's clear something up. We aren't saying that you should write off your colder prospects. You should still have a regular follow-up sequence where you keep in touch and send emails and information until they've warmed up. But only then do you invest real time and energy in trying to sell to them. That being said, we know that so far this isn't revolutionary. We all do this more or less automatically. We know that if someone isn't a good prospect, we shouldn't spend too much time and energy on them. Here's where we tend to slip up. We confuse cold prospects who are interested with hot prospects. Oops.
Let's talk about ready, willing, and able. You probably recognize the phenomenon. There are people out there who want to talk to you, but their circumstances are such that they will never work with you. There could be different reasons. Maybe they don't have the money, or they don't have the motivation, or they aren't feeling enough pain about their situation to want to do something about it. If you don't figure this out, then you risk wasting your time with a non-qualified prospect, which is one of the worst time sinks you can find. So your job is to pre-qualify the prospect before you start trying to sell. You can do this by getting answers to a few simple questions that cover all of the critical information that you need in order to make sure that the prospect could become a customer. This shouldn't be a long questionnaire. They are usually just 2 questions that need answering. Can you afford it? And is there extreme pain or irrational passion driving them to buy? The answer to both of these questions must be yes in order for there to be a good chance of a prospect becoming a customer.
Can they afford it? The first question is pretty straightforward. If they don't have the money, then they can't buy from you. Of course, you'll want to handle this delicately. Sometimes you can ask about their budget, but even if you can't, you can say something like, I have packages in the $2,000 to $4,000 range, and packages in the $8,000 to $12,000 range. Just so I know what we're talking about, what range of solution did you have in mind? Of course, be polite and don't be dismissive. Besides being the right thing to do, don't forget that they may still have friends and family who would be a perfect fit, and could be valuable referrals. Your objective here is to save time for both you and the prospect by making sure that you're in the same ballpark before going any further.
Now let's talk about extreme pain or irrational passion. This is the second question. Of course, we're not talking about actual pain or stark raving mad, unless you're a doctor or a psychotherapist. We just mean that the prospect has to have an urgent need for whatever it is that you are selling. In other words, they should already have made a decision about wanting a solution in general, and your role is just to show them that you're the best fit. Here are a couple of quick examples. If your toilet backs up, then you have an intense pain that can only be alleviated by a plumber. If you spend half your spare time baking cookies, then you have an irrational passion for baking trays. See what we mean? Remember, all you need to do is get a yes to both of these questions. How? Develop a couple of questions that will get you this information in a way that is natural and conversational. Don't try to get more information than you absolutely need. That comes later in the sales process. For now, just make sure your prospects can afford it and want it. This is worth putting some time into doing and practicing with a few friends before trying it out with a client. You'll be thrilled with the results.
That's it for the post, but don't forget the contest. You could win over $10,000. The Fireproof Selling Series is part of a contest with some amazing prizes that we're giving away on January 31st. If you want a chance to win, you need to, first of all, sign up for our free 7-day business fireproofing video course. Second, subscribe to receive blog updates by email. Third, comment on each post in this series, answering the comment question at the end of the post. And fourth, share each post in the series with your friends by email, Twitter, Facebook, whatever works best for you. Just mention in your comment how you shared it. You can also read the more detailed instructions on the Firepole Marketing blog, but that's the gist of it right there.
Okay, time for your comment question. The comment question is, how do you know if your prospects have intense pain or irrational passion?